guys, welcome back. My name is Liz if you're new here, and I'm in my car right now during my lunch break. And I recorded this like at home sit down style a few days ago, and the video and the sound were just not good. It was mostly the sound, not the video. But yeah, it wasn't good. There was like noise in the background, and I couldn't do like the the noise reduction. It just didn't really do much. So decided to scrap that. Now I'm doing it out of my car just because I have the time. So why not? I had done that video to kind of explain or just talk about something that I deal with, which is hypothyroidism, which affects certain aspects of my life. And I found out that my hypothyroidism is actually due to Hashimoto's thyroiditis. So that's something new that I'm dealing with and trying to adjust to. So that video that I recorded was for that, and kind of like accountability and more of like a digital diary type of thing for myself, because I do need to make some lifestyle changes to help my situation with this. So I guess just a little background and a little bit of history on my diagnosis. I was first diagnosed in 2018, and I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism, which I wasn't surprised to find out about because it does run in my family. So both my mom and my sister have it. So I kind of just figured that that's what it was. Although I did choose to procrastinate going to the doctor and getting those results sooner. I was dealing with some symptoms of fatigue, hair loss, weight gain, cold hands, cold feet, which if you have hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's, or you know someone who does, you may be familiar with some of those symptoms. There are others, but those are the ones that I was really dealing with. And I dealt with them for some time before actually getting checked, like I mentioned, and turns out, my antibodies were high. So I then got on medication, which was like thyroid hormones. So levothyroxine is what I was on or am on. And after being undiagnosed for so long, which I think it might have been like a year or so, maybe more, being undiagnosed for so long and then getting on the medication, of course, the medication had like such a great effect on me. I was feeling better. I lost weight. So it was good. It was really, a good thing for me. Sorry, just got a call. So yeah, it really did work out well. After some time, your body, or my assumption is your body just gets used to the medication. So there were several times where I was fine for a while, then I would start feeling symptoms again, whether it was more hair loss, the weight gain again, feelings of, sadness, depression that kind of like were unexplainable. So then I'd go back, get tested, and again, my levels were off, so I'd had to get a change in my medication. So that has happened from 2018 up until now. Now I've kind of gotten to the point where I still don't feel 100%, and no matter, sorry, a call's coming in. So now it's gotten to the point where I think my body's just used to it, and I'm starting feeling those things again, and that my blood work seems to come up normal, or it did when I first, reached out to my provider and was like, I'm not feeling great. And I know it was before, my annual or, my exam to get tested for it again. And so I ended up getting tested a little bit sooner, and turns out my blood work was fine, but I still was not feeling great. Which is frustrating to deal with if you've ever dealt with it, and where you feel some sort of way, but then you go to a doctor and the doctors tell you like, you're fine, and there's nothing giving to you to treat anything. It's frustrating to deal with. So that was my experience, and I ended up going back to my health provider, like the portal, checking my lab results from the very beginning, the first time that I got diagnosed. And on those labs, I see that it says hypothyroidism due to Hashimoto's thyroiditis. So Hashimoto's thyroiditis is the problem. It's what needs to be fixed. Hypothyroidism is a cause of that. I was never told that, which is frustrating. It's frustrating to deal with. So I have to find a doctor that I just think I've come to terms with the fact that I need to find a different doctor. Possibly also looking into functional doctors and holistic doctors, because I just don't, the traditional way just doesn't seem to be working for me, because I'm feeling these things and I keep getting told everything is fine. But anyway, besides the point, that's like a conversation for a different day. But yeah, so I got diagnosed, found out later on by myself what my labs actually said. So started doing my own research online, and, listening to podcasts from functional doctors that explain it and everything that. So there's one particular podcast that I listened to, and I can't remember the name of it now, but this doctor was explaining everything, both symptom-wise and how I was being treated. It was to a T. So explaining how patients that have hypothyroidism due to Hashimoto's thyroiditis get treated for the hypothyroidism, which is just a band-aid on the actual problem. So finding the root of that is really going to be the most valuable, instead of just treating the hypothyroidism, because that's just a symptom of the issue. So what I really should be doing is eliminating gluten, eliminating dairy. I've been not great about it, which is where this video comes into play, because like I said, accountability, digital diary, and this is new for me. So I'm trying to learn it. I'm trying to implement it into my life. And because I don't have I feel like a lot of people, when they think of Hashimoto's, think of physical symptoms. I don't have physical symptoms other than bloating, but I don't have any sort of pains that are associated with it. So it's hard for me to have that self-control and not have the gluten when I'm not having these pains, especially because it's so hard to cut out gluten when it's in literally everything. Even things you wouldn't think of have gluten. So it's very hard, and it's something that I really want to implement. So I've known about it for a few months, and I feel like I need to really just commit to it, even though it is very hard, because I know I'm going to feel better. And there's been times I'm just very yo-yo about it, on and off, when I'm very strict and I feel great, and then I slip, and then it's kind of like going to the gym. You're on a streak for a certain amount of time and you're feeling great, and you know that you feel great, but that one day that you don't go, then it kind of spirals into day 2, day 3, and then you're not going back again until you find that motivation. It's kind of the same cycle for me when it comes to sticking to eating gluten-free. Dairy-free I haven't even attempted, really, because that's cutting out 2 large food groups that I enjoy. So a big bread pastry person, loves some sandwiches, and now, avocado toast for breakfast. There are gluten-free options out there, but let me tell you that right now, they are trash. I have not found one that is good, that I'm that's the one, I'm going to stick to that, and now I'm back to my regular, bread breakfast routine. No, have not found it. I don't care what anyone says. When they tell me they find a good one, I try it, and I'm like, this is eating cardboard. It's terrible. It doesn't even toast. But okay, anyway, besides the point there too. So, I just lost my train of thought. I really was passionate about that, and I lost my train of thought about what I was talking about. But yeah, I just need to do better. I need to do better. This is my accountability. And then I feel like as this, I guess I want to make this into a series, and as this progresses, I can step into other topics about questions that people may have, or a little bit, about like my personal journey, what that's been like in a little bit more detail, things like that. But I am still learning. I'm, buying the gluten-free cookbooks. I have a book that I'm reading right now to kind of figure out the root of the problem. It's called The Root Cause. So that's something that I'm reading about so that I myself can learn more about Hashimoto's thyroiditis and so that I can help myself. But it's a journey. I'm trying to commit to it. I'm really struggling with the weight, so that's really my main concern. I want to feel better in all aspects, of course, but with the weight gain affects so many other aspects of my life, mentally, physically, like my health is impacted by that in a lot of different ways, whether that's health conditions, blood work, my actual organs, and mentally. So I really need to work on that, and it's very difficult, and I know it's going to continue to be difficult because this is a very difficult issue to deal with. It's a very difficult disease. So this is my accountability diary journal for this, and I'm excited to share a little bit more about this because I feel like it's not really talked about enough. So we'll learn about it together. We'll work on this together. And this is episode 1.